Welcome back. This is John Locke. Today I'm talking about recent changes to the Google Quality Rater Guidelines, specifically in the section under EAT. Now I'll explain what EAT is in just a minute and the Quality Rater Guidelines, so I'll explain that too. But, okay, it goes a little something like this. We've been asked at Google whether our ranking algorithm uses EAT as a ranking factor. Expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, okay? Now, our algorithm uses a lot of different signals to determine whether the content is what a human would choose, what humans would agree is great content. Keep this in mind as you conceptualize your content and whether it has good expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Is this what humans would consider good content? Now I'm going to add a little bit to this too, because I believe that this is how it actually works. Would humans consider this good content for this specific search query? That, to me, is really how the algorithm works in real life. Now, let's explain what EAT is. Let's explain what the Quality Search Rater Guidelines are if you're feeling confused right now. And again, I will put the exact quote, because I know that that wasn't word for word. I'll put the exact quote down in the video description. But Google has a ranking algorithm, as you may or may not have noticed. Rankings seem to fluctuate around different search terms, different keywords, search queries. These things tend to fluctuate pretty often. And the ranking algorithm, basically it takes all the web pages that it's ever found, tries to position them against a different search query and return the best content, or the web pages that are satisfying people's search for that specific keyword or keyword phrase. Okay? So because the Google ranking algorithm has to look at billions and trillions of web pages, it has to have kind of like ways of processing this at scale, because again, the ranking algorithm doesn't know if the person who wrote your content is a PhD doctor or an expert in the field. It doesn't necessarily know, who wrote the content in a lot of cases. But this is how a lot of people have interpreted EAT, and I'll explain more on that. One of the tools that Google uses to try and create better rankings is they get feedback from human beings in the form of this contractor team of contractors that are called search quality raters. And what they do is they're given sets of different search results, and they're asked to evaluate each of the things that are returned in the top 10. Is this good content? Is this satisfying to the search query? But they're asked to break down elements of each of the pages and the websites as a whole, given very specific criteria, saying this is best quality, kind of, mid quality, low quality, terrible quality, and this feedback is then given to the Google engineers who go and make tweaks to the ranking algorithm. Now, the ranking algorithm gets tweaks made to it several times per day. Some people say, anywhere from 3 to 7 times per day. So that's a lot of changes that are being made on a daily basis to the ranking algorithm. Now, one of the things that is talked about in the Quality Search Rater Guidelines is EAT, which is expertise, authority, and trustworthiness. Now, there's been a lot of debate about this in SEO circles for as long as I can remember, at least, 5 years, 6 years, ever since the Quality Search Rater Guidelines came out. But expertise, generally, that's talking about, does this content talk with expertise? Is the content itself put together with a high level of expertise? Does the site itself show a high level of expertise around this subject? Authority is generally said, is the person creating this content, if you know who it is, do they seem to have a lot of authority about this subject? And trustworthiness comes down to some other signals, but basically it's saying, can you trust this site as a whole? Are there, things that seem to say this site is trustworthy. A lot of people hear these things and they think that you got to get a PhD doctor or an expert in the field or a 30-year expert to write these things. And these things are true in a lot of ways, because these people are going to have insights into this field or this area that a regular person is not going to have. And so they're going to be able to say things in a way that is going to speak with a little bit more insight. And they might use phrases that the regular person off the street might not use. So these things, I think, become part of the pattern of what Google is looking for given each specific search query. In my opinion, it's more important to have a track record where your site is producing good quality content no matter who is writing it on a consistent basis. I think that is more important than having a couple of one-off articles by a PhD or a recognized expert, because again, Google doesn't necessarily know that those people are experts. This is what a lot of people hear when they hear EAT. They hear expertise, authority, and trustworthiness, because humans know and are able to assess things outside of what Google may see on that website as a whole. People may know things about that person or that given expert that Google may not know. But the other thing that you have to realize too is, for each given search query, each keyword phrase, Google is able to determine after a while whether people are happy with the results that they're seeing. And if they find a pattern of results where people seem to be happy, then they're going to push more content that is similar to that. And so one thing that you need to look at is, when you're looking at keywords and trying to rank for them, look at what type of content is ranking and what types of questions are being answered, or what types of visual aids like videos, images, things like that are also in the page. What goal is the person who's searching that keyword actually trying to accomplish? If you can help those people accomplish their goal, then that's going to help you rank. All these things Google is talking about, they're saying they use a lot of different ranking signals to try and give people the best content at the top of the search results, and have people have their algorithm pick things that human beings would agree is good content. It's the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is, what does the majority of human beings expect to see, or what are they trying to find when they type in a keyword? This is the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this EAT thing. You can hire experts to write your content for sure, but they need to be addressing the things that people are expecting to see. And they need to be answering the questions that people expect to see answered. You can have an expert write an article, but if it's not answering the questions that people expect to see answered, then it's not going to do you a lot of good. And that's the biggest takeaway that I want you to get from this, is make sure that you're addressing the concerns of the people who are searching. My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO, and I'm here on a daily basis answering questions about SEO. If you have a question, leave it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Till next time, peace.